and welcome to Wrestling A to Z. We are the Dudley Boys of What Culture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick to go through the alphabet and talk wrestling. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. Where we do daily wrestling podcasts where we review Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Oh! AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a round of the week complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on wrestle culture. So what on earth is this? Well, I have to give a massive thank you to Tactical Penguin, who regularly jumps on our live streams and donates, who suggested this a while back. Penguin writing, throwing my Christmas content idea out. Your favorite wrestler by alphabet, go A to Z and discuss which wrestler you first think of for that letter and why. We've slightly expanded it. It can be anything wrestling related, but don't have a go, as this is not a definitive list. We're just going to say the first thing that pops into our heads when we mention each letter. The only clarification is there's no there's, right, Sidge?
My God, this is the 5th time you've had to clarify. He doesn't get it.
No.
He doesn't really get it, does he? So the idea is, right, I'm going to address you here, Wilbourn.
Okay.
If we used T for the, it rules out a lot of things. Okay? So instead, if it's rock, that's
R.
Yes, or the Undertaker, it's
U. And obviously Miz. The Miz becomes Miz.
Miz.
This is literally the 5th. He's not a thick bloke as well.
Just want to clarify.
I don't know why he struggled with this.
I knew it the first time. I just like clarification.
Should we dive into it then?
Let's go.
A is the first letter.
We'd be taking the piss if we didn't. A-Train. Right, gang? No,
He had that match with Kane, remember?
He surely did. That was his one. The Intercontinental title was on the line.
You're a fan of his New Japan run, are you not?
He
He loves this story.
deprived me from seeing the work of Hiroshi Tanahashi, basically, for 4 extra years. Kenny Omega was my New Japan Gateway wrestler, just because of all the buzz, everything he was doing was generating, Bullet Club and the like. And yeah, 2012 maybe, everything you're reading on the internet, everything Power Slam's peddling, tells me that old Giant Bernard has made a fool of the WWE system. Why are you making a cock piercing joke when you could have this work rate machine? And I'm looking around on this in this tag division. I was like, where's the work rate machine? Because it's not a work rate machine or machine gun. It's nobody, in fact. And I just switched it back out. And that was me. That was me for 4 more years.
Yeah, 4 more years.
Albert was supposed to be the gateway wrestler. And then I could see Hiroshi Tanahashi at the height of his powers.
I wouldn't have helped.
No. Confirmed everything I knew. Or at least thought I knew. It's AEW. We're having a laugh. It's AEW.
Yeah, that's kind of a very easy one to put in.
If it was a wrestler who dominates
Andre?
Good. Andre the Giant.
Andre was...
Look at me!
like his New Japan work, or...
I'm going to try and watch The Princess Bride over Christmas.
Oh, my God.
Never seen it before.
It is genuinely one of the truly magical, universal films. Like, as I've gotten older and danker and darker and more cynical, and just the joy that I express is usually just keep that joy at home with the family. Then, like, because it's so exhausting being joyful with the family, it just completely drains out of me.
Yeah.
And it's like the darkness has seeped into like my tastes and things almost, where like Babes of Wrath, when everyone else is going with the Babes of Wrath, I'm like, I find this charmless actually, and it's try hard, wholesome fun. Yeah. I don't like wholesome things anymore, really, I've noticed. I don't know, like I used to have a heart. You know that line in The Breakfast Club? We'll get to B at some point. But you know that line in The Breakfast Club when, like, they're really... you've seen it.
Yeah.
Very another film I probably wouldn't go back and watch.
It's a hard rewatch to me.
It is a hard rewatch, yeah. And, like, it's the Ali Sheedy character, and they're all, like, very earnest... It's like they're well-observed teenage characters because they all think they've worked the world out and they haven't.
It's a reality TV show expedited, so they've been in detention about 7 hours, and at this point they're basically unloading every single thing about their personal lives and emotions in one big, come on guys, let's hang, backwards chairs, real talk.
And they're all well-observed teenagers, because when you're a teenager you think you've got it all figured out, and it's the older people who have forgotten and da-da-da-da-da. Ali Sheedy's character says, when you're older, your heart dies. Correct, he did in fact work that one out. First try, you're about the character's about 16 or whatever, you got it right. Wait, what am I talking about? I don't like wholesome
Princess
things.
Bride.
Oh my
Princess
god.
Bride.
Oh my god. Princess Bride remains one of the few wholesome, totally charming. That is, if I ever stopped just enjoying that movie, laughing at it, it's not like hilarious. It is the best version of, like it's just so charming, well written, never cloying. It's like it's got sentiment, but it really, really earns it. You ever seen it?
Yeah, I didn't like it when I was younger, though. I'd probably enjoy it now.
It's actually great.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant's comedic timing is fantastic. He's famous for the role. Like he's such a unique, like spectacle of a dude that he could have done nothing in the film, but he's got a good sort of naivety about him, like the gentle giant. It is absolutely fantastic. Why don't you follow that up with Andre the Giant versus like Inoki or Stan Hansen?
Busy over Christmas, busy time, festive, innit? Let's move on to letter B.
Andre, just super quickly as well. I think he's maybe the coolest, even from folks who haven't even seen him, the coolest cultural icon to actually escape wrestling. The way in which his image is used, like it does sort of, and he's not even that cool in wrestling. I love him in patches, but like it's more the idea of Andre
the Giant or Giant Bernard.
Yeah. Give me a tough one. Like the Andre the Giant stickers.
Andre the Giant or the Great Khali?
The Great Khali. But
He's
Andre,
not even joking.
no, I love Great Khali, like unironically. But Andre the Giant, his image and what like that sort of projects even now. Like you see like graffiti like of him and it looks incredible. And I don't know that like Andre the Giant has a posse that you see on like that sticker sometimes, and just he left something behind that I don't even think people like non-wrestling fans when you say, oh yeah, you know Hulk Hogan, you know whoever, like it's not really about that. It's something else. He became this like weird brand. This idea of Andre the Giant was really cool.
I will say as well, like we'll get a B at some point.
Yeah, we've got 25 letters to get through here.
Oh, I was gonna say one more thing, bro. And that thing is, WrestleMania 3 almost feels like it couldn't have happened.
Yeah.
It's so naive to think you could do something that easy. Oh, well, it's probably one of the reasons why it sucks now.
B.
Snow is falling.
All around.
B. Well, my brain. Are we doing gut? What's the first wrestler that came
to mind first of all?
Because I went
Dominates B in your head.
Well, no, but this man doesn't. But I went Brian Knobs, and then I was like, don't say that. It's Brian Danielson.
The best to ever do it.
My brain went to Batista.
Good too. Good too. We're just having fun here. What's his name?
Danielson's the best ever. Like I will always say with Danielson, like, which is weird considering how many jobs he's done. He should have Jericho'd himself a long time ago of how beating you means nothing. The amount of jobs he's done where people have told him stop doing this many jobs, some of them even promoters, but he's insisted. There are still times in a Danielson match where he just makes it look so believable and real and dramatic. Like, they won't compete this guy. It's the American dragon.
See, my best ever is Bret Hart. And I can echo similar enthusiasm for Bret as Sidge would for Brian. It's just the same that you haven't got, like, Dwayne Johnson. Only a couple of consonants out.
For some of them, we said if we can't settle on it, AEW's obvious. But I feel like that's a fun one for the audience to go at. Bret Hart or Brian Danielson for the B in Wrestling A to Z.
It's a nice one, that, because I think they're like... I don't really like Rushmore conversations because they're... Nor should they be. The parameters are too flexible.
Yeah.
And everybody has a slight different rules and that. Even if you're actually trying to nail it down, biggest stars, most money drawn, whatever. But I do feel like when there aren't any rules and you're simply just asking for people of a certain generation or fandom age, Bret and Brian both make the list.
Yeah.
There's something about the two of them together, kind of like they're unifying wrestlers, I think, those two.
Is C really obvious?
Not for me. I'm actually struggling with this entire concept. My brain stopped working in about November, I think.
I just
Cactus Jack.
Chris Jericho? CM Punk? Like, my favourite of all three of those. That's why this game's fun.
He is the most significant figure of my generation's fandom, I would say, in terms of the story, and so you can track. Like, he was the voice of the voiceless. He was the guy who worked so well, ironically, in that WWE system, because even though he was signed to it, even though he obviously enjoyed it to a point, you always felt like he was so great at marketing himself as the outsider, the guy who's better than this.
Yeah.
And you're so glad he's in there because you want to watch a WrestleMania. Who doesn't really? But you get to watch CM Punk in it. The most interesting, not anymore, he's very boring, and then he's got a terrible haircut. And now I can talk. The most interesting generator of headlines, the most interesting guy to follow, the one person who was so clever that he convinced everybody. And maybe you felt it genuinely for a time. Oh, it's the one guy that's never coming back. This mythology that he built around himself. Some of the best wrestling moments in terms of the pure fiction of it. Like, he has completely dominated pro wrestling across every single area of it for my entire adulthood, really.
I think as well, very little of CM Punk. And some people would argue...
I think very little of CM Punk as well.
That's quite good, actually. Almost nothing of what he's done, couldn't think of the words to change it there, has been an accident, which I think is more impressive. Like, a lot of people will say...
that buckshot wasn't very good.
A lot of people will say that makes him calculated and political and cynical, and he's all those things too. But the choices that CM Punk makes, I think, does dictate a lot of the atmosphere around him, and that's not easy. Sometimes it's better for, like, life's weird... random events to give you that heat and to give you that excitement around you. So to be able to control it as much as he does, like, we will never know the full extent. Just using Brawl Out as one example, but there's lots of others, for good and bad. We'll never know the full extent of just how much Punk stewed about the million things, but we know he went into that press conference ready to do as much of it as he possibly could. And yet, it's still as good as it is. The more you plan
I think
that...
he shot his load.
What do you mean? With that one?
Yeah, but I think he emptied his sack, and he just got so much off his chest in one such iconic, like, burst. And then there's the misbehavior on Collision afterwards. Do you think when he finally left AEW, he was like, God, I'm bored of going on like this? And that's why he's just this completely mellowed out individual now. Like, I know the crack was, he has to be good because it's the only way to get a serious payday. AEW won't have him back. CM Punk's cleverer than all of us in terms of pro wrestling. He knows they would have him back in 3 years, if like not longer. I think maybe he's just, when you get older and you think, like with me, like I used to be like really, really skittish and anxious and doomsday about everything. Even if it was raining outside, I'd be like, I don't like that in my head. Now it's like, I don't give a toss about anything. I reckon CM Punk had that 10 years later than most.
Apparently the TV's going to turn off in 5 minutes.
Can't lose that. I think CM Punk is...
Try and time it by going, shh,
and then it just goes up. I think he might be right about his biliousness, but that day will come again. Like, he went in to WWE motivated, I think, a bit by spite, and that's where the motivation to be the best was, to get the WrestleMania run, to have the quality Drew McIntyre feud and match. This has been one of my most interesting sort of things in wrestling at the moment. I'm trying to work out what is actually making CM Punk tick. I keep going back to this Roman Cody WrestleMania main event. He feels like he's going to wave that away and not have that fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, what's actually moving CM Punk's cogs at the moment, other than money and other than what, the fame of the brazeness. And I wonder if it's just like a comfortable working environment for AJ Lee, because he goes back and he thinks, I made that kind of untenable for her in 2014 and that wasn't on. Like, and I wonder if there's a little bit of... I'm not trying to...
I love how it has to be...
Could be something. Could be something just good. It could be. Like, but
has to be altruistic. No, it isn't. He's a mercenary.
Sooner or later, it'll turn again. And he was like, actually, now I'm motivated by like chopping my colleagues' legs off at the knees, and Bron Breaker's run isn't to my liking, so I'm going to kill that guy. Like in a year's time or something. Yeah. Thinking bigger picture. I don't know. Like, it interests me to think that CM Punk would just casually see another WrestleMania on the horizon and be like, yeah, I'll do what you need. Yeah. Like that one main event on night one wasn't the... I'm full now. I'm full of my WrestleMania main event.
Bollocks. 23 letters left.
Yeah. D. I like the picture book idea, by the way, because I think we've talked about this. Like, A is for AEW. What's D for?
Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
That's who I thought of.
I just duck out this chart. I've talked about him 52 weeks already this year.
A wonderful
He's
revelation.
very good for what he does.
Yeah.
Completely overblown in some respects, but excellent in a role that is so refreshing that people might be raising a ceiling that might not exist. Can you see him headlining 4 WrestleManias?
No, but I could see him headlining 1.
I can see him headlining 1.
Tally keeps saying it's going to turn off.
Tally's in trouble.
Thanks.
Hey, buddy. Dominic Mysterio's the business.
He's in.
Started rubbish. Nepo hire, Nepo baby. Started really rubbish. Doomed, get out, all that sort of thing. Got better. Got really good at what he was good at. Proper promotional success story. Development. Pushed while he was still young enough to be a bit exposed, and then you get to see the growth. Should be more of him. Should be more people that come up with maybe not his level of flaws, because oh my God, he was abysmal at first, but have people that are nowhere near as ready like he was, and then watch them like increase their readiness at a constant rate. I've missed seeing growth projects like Dominic was saying. It should be more. It should be loads. Like it should be never a more fertile time for people that are like, they're nearly ready. Keep them going. Keep them on the track, and it'll work. Love it. I love the whole story.
There's only one for me, and I'm gonna. Please don't hurt me. Sacrilege corner. I'm lower on this guy than seemingly every single wrestling fan and wrestler. Buddy. I mean, he was excellent. Eddie Guerrero. He's like the amount of tributes that get paid to Eddie Guerrero on a fortnightly basis, and that's not even hyperbole. It doesn't astonish me, right? Because in some ways, Eddie Guerrero was an incredibly entertaining guy. If you look at certain individual performances or just certain moves or sequences in individual performances in TV matches, like this guy, if he was in today's era of emphasized great wrestling matches, would be champion forever. He'd do the Bob Holly run because the new promoter, Tony Khan, would have this, he would never lose a title.
Yep.
If a peak Eddie Guerrero and how great he was at the mechanics of it all. And the showmanship as well, but the mechanics of it all. Like, he doesn't have as much of a big match catalogue as a Will Ospreay now or a Misawa then, because he was an American TV wrestler who shot a real fame during the Attitude Era. He wasn't going to develop one. So you can't really argue against his big match catalogue. But there were certain times where I thought he could have done better with that opponent on that stage.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, it's like he has developed posthumously this, like, amongst wrestlers anyway, this sort of El Santo, Ricky Dozan, Hulk Hogan-sized celebrity and mystique and legend. And we were there at the time. Remember the DVD sales?
Yeah.
Like, really, really poor.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird Hangman Page, please give him the belt. Wait a minute, the numbers don't support it type thing.
Yes, where he's beloved.
Yeah.
Beloved. Like,
I saw his house show run on top of it.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Me too.
The Big Show match. Such a connection, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it wasn't sold out house.
Aye.
Like
Newcastle Arena.
Yeah, 2004.
That was my 18th birthday present.
No way.
Of my best mate at the time.
It wasn't
not anymore.
Bradshaw came out in his APA thing and turned heel as a bit of a test run for JBL, didn't he?
Vaguely. All I can remember was going, Kurt Angle's broken then, isn't he?
Mm.
So E is Eddie.
F.
Fared. It gives us free.
Getting W and F.
No, it frees up W, doesn't it? We can talk about some W wrestlers instead. Fared. It's it's all of our North Star, and the sooner some of us admit it, the better. It was here before us. You didn't want to watch the version of it that was around before us because we were born in 1985 and 1986. You can start there.
I was 85.
You're 85 as well?
September 85.
Of course, the same school year. Different school year, same age. So 85 is when it starts. Don't watch Fed before we were born. Like, watch the clip Hulk Hogan winning the title and then skip right forward to what set the score in WrestleMania 1. Not a moment sooner, thank you. Except the clips of Bob Backlund when he had the belt and lost the Iron Sheet. You can stick it on if you must.
I'm a little bit... Do I have to do 86?
It's not great. It's not great.
It's still a bit old and daisy.
Yeah, you can get a WrestleMania 3 ski if you wish. But point being, then now forever together is a catchphrase, and it's the best one they ever came up with, and they come up with goddamn fucking millions of them. I love it, unashamedly so. When it was bad, we laughed. When it was sad, we cried. And when it was goated, your life's the best version of itself. In that right, Sidge? And the thing is, I know we have a bit of a laugh at my expense because I love this too much, but I'd like to think I'm actually speaking to a portion of our audience as well, because most people find wrestling through WWE. Most people find us through WWE, whatever, when you go looking for your wrestling internet, your coverage. So there's a good chance you love it. This John Cena retirement, as we record, has once again reminded me that people grew up on what I would consider to be the very worst version of the thing I love and love it nonetheless. So if they love it,
It's because they had nothing else. It was a monopoly.
well, like maybe monopolies were good. No, like but like proof if proof be need be.
No,
I don't mean that. Proof if proof be need be just how effective it is at like promoting pro wrestling because they genuinely believe it. I don't believe that anyone's got like lying, going online and like I do the ball knowers. Like people, I love John Cena. He was my favorite guy growing up. I believe you. That was the power of that promotion. It's the best.
If one person likes the Fed more than Michael Hamflett, it would be my F. Think, the.
Yep.
Like I just love how much he grounded the WWF. His "You are the new champion" proclamation, I knew the famous one. It solidified that guy in my eyes, and you got to be careful with nostalgia because anyone's going to feel like an important new champion when you're 7. You know what I mean? But even now, I love how like devout he was. Like the seriousness with which he took it. Like, he was looking like downwards, like I'm about to say the most important words in the world because this means something to me. And he had that beautiful voice and everything. God, I love the Fink, mate. And they treat him like heirs as well because the thing you love is evil.
Yeah. G.
Have you got one? You're better at recall.
Goldberg was immediately jumped into my head.
Biggest Fed fan there is, God, who of course works with Michael Hayes to produce Monday Night Raw.
And he also worked with Shawn Michaels, of course.
He did.
Backlash, yeah.
He worked with Shawn in Shawn's weaker half of his career. I'll take Goldust, actually.
I'll take Goldberg.
Yeah, I won't fight you on it. Like, I like Goldust, but Goldberg was pretty amazing for a second. Goldberg, do you know it's a big Fed head? It occurred to me the other day. Do you know it's a big Fed head, right? Low-key one, and people don't really talk about this enough. Bobby the Brain Heenan is a low-key Fed head. Did not really respect the institution that was WCW.
No.
Like, did not buy it, but did the job, was well paid for to do the job. But fundamentally felt like he was going to the minor leagues, even when it was the biggest product in the world.
By his own admission in an old shoot interview, he said he knew, I'm just going to cash a check now, because within 2 weeks, because he had an idea to like elevate an angle, have a and they were like, you just do your broadcasting. He's like, okay, cool, I'll just check out and just cash my checks, please.
Not proper, was it, to him?
Yeah.
It wasn't the proper business. Goldberg was the exception. Bobby Heenan calling Goldberg, like, it all came back to him. Like the enthusiasm with which here's the man, and like it was part of it was like he always in character hated Hulk Hogan, so he could hate the heel one. But
he
like,
also said the streak should went on for 5 years.
Yeah, he just believed it again, and it's like I love listening to Bobby Heenan calling Goldberg matches.
It's weird. He was such a Fed head, Heenan, that when they were like after 2001, I was like, Heenan's back. He's still brilliant. Get him on Raw tomorrow.
I remember that.
Tomorrow. We just didn't want to do it. You'd think he would have got bitter, and you would think he would have fallen out of love with wrestling because it was just like, a check to him for however many years. His favorite match, and we've talked about this on Best Match Ever, you can still see it, WhatCulture Wrestling podcast channel. His favorite match ever is Shawn Angle from 21, Mania 21.
H feels a given.
Oh, God. I would love to know what it would look like if that big nose if he broke his leg he had to amputate it, sorry, on his first day of wrestling school. Bret Hart, that might not have happened to him because Triple H was egging Shawn on constantly. The entire Monopoly era might not have been as bleak. Chris Kresge might have had a job for a few more years, and it would have been actually good as opposed to 2001, which is terrible. The succession plan for WWE post Vince scandal, if it was ever going to happen, if Triple H wasn't alive, that is. Just reckless entertainment purposes only, this podcast.
Satire. You lift a name as significant and influential for a lot of worse out of the whole game.
It's probably.
I was thinking of Hulk Hogan when you
when you said H, I thought Hulk Hogan.
All right, H for me. Yeah, Hogan.
Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
I remember when he died. I was also wrapped up in the Isaac saga, so it had this weirdly not huge of an effect on me when he was my favorite growing up. I wrote that he was a despicable human being, and it was like the callous treatment of death, and the racism again, and the lack of apology for the racism. Horrible bloke. But my God, I remember writing on Twitter, he lived a Forrest Gump life in his own head, which is hilarious.
Yes.
I was a bass player in Metallica, and then I was the biggest wrestling star in the world, and then I went into MMA, but I was too tough, and I was going to break all the legs. Like, imagine just... I'd love Hulk Hogan's mind.
400
Take away the racism.
400 nights a year. Work, Hogan, work. Like, that's his big run.
Take away, the racism. Imagine having Hulk Hogan's head. I get jealous of, like, narcissists. He's the funniest one ever. Like, imagine just thinking these things happen to you, and then you just get this little validation drug just by your imagination, which you convince yourself is real.
Remember that time you partied with John Belushi? I do, yeah. It was good stuff.
Remember that time you were going to go in MMA, but you were probably too hard, if anything. Remember, like, that Rolling Stones audition, and you partied with them afterwards? Yeah.
Audition.
And you said you were a little bit too technically accomplished. They were going for a more raw sound. It'd just be... I'd love that. I'd love that, Brain.
So what are we going for, Triple H or Hulk Hogan?
Hogan, he deserves it.
Hogan.
WWF wouldn't exist without Hogan. WWE would have been just fine without Triple H, and yet he's convinced so many people that the opposite is true.
I's easy. We can just skip over that. It's the Iconics, obviously. Jay?
John Cena for me.
Ugh.
Just while it's
Jim Ross?
both good.
One's good, one isn't. One's a gooner.
There is, of course,
Gooner sooner.
the generational comparisons I've had to read for the last couple of years of Jey Uso and Jim Duggan, both in the old Jays.
Jey Uso, yes, could be a contender.
Or Jimmy.
Oh, that you could always give him. You could always give him why.
It's John Cena, sadly.
Is there we're not selling out some sort of, Southern Territories WCW type name in the Jays, are we? Like, with it being John, we're not forgetting somebody that the ball knows will be all fume us for.
I mentioned Mox.
John Moxley, that's,
But I think John Cena.
He's probably more significant.
Yeah.
John Cena to the Jays is the Iconics to the I's, basically.
I keep forgetting, are we trying to like create some sort of standard accepted A to Z here? Or
No,
we're just f***ing about.
Huh? We're just putting together we'll sell the book for next Christmas.
Right.
A
Okay.
is for AEW. D is for Dirty Dom.
I got you. That's fine.
Just spitballing here.
Yeah.
It's Kenny Omega.
Kevin Nash, Kevin Owens.
It's Kenny
It's all
Omega.
a bit up in the air. Probably could leave that to the vote.
Kenny Omega and
Jeff Jarrett.
no,
That's
too
two
late.
J's.
Too late.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it as succinctly as I possibly can. Otherwise, it's Kenny. I could talk all day. Kenny Omega has created within me a sense of heart-pounding excitement, danger, and disbelief. How's that not the finish? How have you not died doing that move? How have you moved your body about in such a way that it's made my cock hard? There is nobody who's ever done things to me. The things that Kenny Omega has done to me as a viewer. The single most exciting, best storyteller ever for me.
Yeah, very nicely articulated as well.
L.
Who you got? L. I thought of one straight away. It's funny how the first wrestlers that come into your head, but you can't. I was like, I like Gallows, but love the guy, but
Lance Storm. Linda McMahon.
love the guy. Linda's there.
We're struggling here, so hopefully this is a... No.
Logan Paul. There it
Shut
is.
up.
One of the most influential superstars right now.
Lance Storm is a
Logan Paul broke barriers for celebrity wrestlers. He set the standard. It's Logan Paul, I think.
I was so tempted to go Dave Meltzer. I was like, what about, Lawrence Taylor?
Londos Comet Gym.
Londos Comet Gym. Okay, Jim Londos.
Yeah. No, I've got one for you, and I will offer my argument simply with a question. Can either of you suck your own cock? Because I can't.
I can't.
But Lanny Poffo can.
How do you know you can't?
I mean, I've
I definitely can't.
educated guess, brother. Lanny Poffo. He ain't
But
done
am I doing the educated guess, or did you make an educated guess when you were 14 and just thought it's not worth the bother?
not got the flexibility with it.
I really like that as a fan vote, by the way.
I
You've
don't
got
need to put
Bret
my eye
Hart,
out.
Bret Hart versus Bryan Danielson, and the only other one right now is Logan Paul versus Lanny
Well, I'll
Poffo.
put Logan Paul on there.
Why not?
Lanny Poffo, he's leaping.
He's leaping.
Logan Paul.
He's sucking back there.
Logan Paul is the bar for celebrity wrestlers.
Uh,
Prove me wrong.
I want to.
It's not a good bar. The whole point of celebrity wrestlers, which has been ruthlessly exposed by Logan Paul, is that it's like, whoa,
Yeah,
you can do loads more than I thought. You can't keep doing it.
It's not supposed to be the celebrity that gets into it. Like, there was a lot of American footballers that got into it and were just fine. Like, it's not the idea that you just become this normalized guy. Bad Bunny's a better celebrity wrestler than Logan Paul because he's made you just lose your mind when you see him wrestle. If you want to do the ones
Didn't
that
bring him up for B though.
you want to do the ones that come into the game and normalize it,
Bryan Danielson's a bit better than Bad Bunny, though. This is the thing. So.
Becky Lynch didn't even get a look in.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned a single female wrestler.
Lynch,
History,
Becky.
So we'll leave it to you, Logan Paul or Lanny Poffo. Let us know in the comments.
There's probably like...
Yeah, there's loads of L's we'll have forgotten.
Yeah, this is it. We're just saying the first thing that pops into our heads. And the first thing that pops into my head is Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
Awesome is his name. He's a modern day gladiator. Mike Awesome. Like, look, Tsuru Misawa, better wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I had a choice now that had said, Sidgwick, it's a law, you have to go home and watch a wrestling match tonight, and it's either a Misawa match or a Mike Awesome match. One night stand, Mike Awesome Tanaka probably.
It's a beauty.
Awesome is his name. He's a modern day gladiator. He's got that completely unsophisticated, comparatively, and that was the joy. He was an unsophisticated pro wrestler. He gives me that same, oh yeah, Kenny Omega like buzz, like the Mike Awesome's matches, man, the best ones. Just it's disgusting. It's such like it gets me off. This sort of violence, like high. And I love as well, like he shouldn't have been a cool guy because he was this mulleted dude in the new metal era, right? If anything, he should not have been. But like you should. I love the way he like pointed himself. Says, "I'm gonna kick your ass." Like he's just like
a time traveler, but only gone like 7 or 8 years.
Yes. Oh my god, awesome, man. His stuff, and like he was such a beast in there. He'd fly himself around, just throw people. Oh god, I'm spitting in my mouth. I love him.
Is this the first three-way tie? Stop. This has to be MJF, Mike Awesome. Come on,
FTs. No, it's Miz, obviously. I was thinking Mercedes Moné as well.
Oh yeah.
She hasn't. It's weird, right? Like, we didn't elevate Mercedes Moné signing with AEW. Everybody said difference maker, game changer, all the kind of cliche thing. It hasn't really happened in that way. But for her,
nobody else has done it either.
No, this is it. For her,
like Ospreay hasn't, Okada hasn't.
She's living a wrestling life that she loves and feels massive, and she just feels bigger than like a large number of her like colleagues as well. And I think she's like a really interesting contemporary wrestling character study. She's somebody that grew up on like slop era WWE, loved Eddie Guerrero, all that kind of stuff. Like, not that he was slop, but same sort of time period. And
he worked against a backdrop of slop.
Yeah.
Is that your pick?
He was one of the bullying police of the slop locker room.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, go on, I'll take Mercedes. I love Miz, but, you know, come on.
That's Mike Awesome's better than The Miz.
Yeah,
Mike Awesome or The Miz?
Mike Awesome.
Really?
And I love The Miz, but Mike, are you joking?
He's such a, giga chad that even gets him off.
I try now, and it's like a mop in the sea, to drink Coke Zero or Diet Coke instead of full fat Coke, right? But so as a result, it's not often I have a full fat Coke. A Mike Awesome match is a full fat Coke.
Yeah.
Jesus, oh my God, this is what all of it should be, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
that's exactly what
I think. I will have a 3-hour Dynamite as long as it's 3 hours of Mike Awesome matches.
Yeah.
Like, there it is. You can't get bored of him.
No,
you cannot get bored of him.
Best. Gladiator.
N?
Come
on. This is so easy, this one.
I love this because, of course, it is. Everything's obvious. Every letter's obvious. And yes.
We're on the spot. You've been doing research.
I've been thinking about this.
Yeah, I thought about Mike Awesome.
I think about this.
I thought about Mike Awesome.
I think about this thing every single day with good reason.
Who the hell did I say for age?
Oh, NXT.
Correct.
Yes.
Tanahashi for age. He's the best craftsman ever.
Too late, I'm afraid now.
You really wanted Triple H. You made
you went straight to Triple H.
It was just the first thing that came to my head, culturally significant figure.
NXT.
That's a sort of a catch-all term.
2.0.
I mean, specifically, yes.
To link it to our friend F
2.0 to present.
in the Fed, NXT saved my life because because 2013 and realistically the start of 2014, because it wasn't just the burial of Daniel Bryan and what that was reflective of. The whole rest of the product was terrible. The Shield, love the Shield. They were the ones beating up Daniel Bryan. So it's like, come on, give me anything, something. By 2014, it was apparent that even though they might go with Bryan, the segments were no longer as hot because they were just bad at everything. And this is where all the fans get in the ring in the S t-shirts.
Oh, it sucked ass.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
And I was
like,
taking it at the time. I'm thinking, oh god.
I quite like the heat beat down with the handcuffs on. Handcuffs are scary in wrestling. So
scary, very scary.
Quite like that. But otherwise, like a lot of it was still. Vince McMahon said to Daniel Bryan, "Enjoy your night, but Roman Reigns my guy." That still came across on television, didn't it? Like you knew that Bryan was like, fine, give him it, but it wasn't with love, you know. NXT, goddamn. Late 2013, but into 2014, 2015, a product with love. Oh my God. Like, I never thought I'd see anything like it when it came around. And then ultimately, he did kind of stretch it out and made it his template of his main roster boom as well, Triple H.
Nails for me.
Big nails.
Big nails.
All-timer beatdown. Scary.
Yeah, scary. Very scary.
That's how you're just missing out. Moving on to O. O's, it feels like, has to be Owen Hart, right?
Good shout.
Yeah, good shout.
Nobody was coming to mind. Owen Hart, I'll just say the same as Sid did about Eddie Guerrero. Love him.
He's probably one of the best beginning to end wrestling stories ever. That stuff with Brett was so sophisticated.
I sometimes, like, there are sometimes these conversations about, like, oh, actually, like, Owen was better than Brett. So I just don't agree.
I don't agree.
Owen was really good. Owen was really funny. I'm not into his ribs, particularly the rib stories, but as an actual on-camera guy, very funny.
The
very
guy
funny.
who you think, oh, of course he was like that because I saw him on television.
Yeah.
The television guy I love. I don't like the rib stories at all, to be honest, really. He's not the worst, but like he has that Stampede mindset. And if you've ever read about Stampede ribs, they are absolutely grotesque. Somewhat, again, it's hard, like,
Crucial to my young fandom.
Oh, of course. I mean, the guy was
yeah.
absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. That storyline with Brett's absolutely incredible. He did some really entertaining things subsequent to that. And it's weird because, unfairly or otherwise, you have someone like an Owen Hart and an Eddie Guerrero, and they get talked about in the same, because they've got their in-ring great wrestling successors, like, you know, your Ospreys and your Kennys and stuff. Like, what's Owen Hart going to do on a concrete ring, bumping all over the place in 1995? Of course, he's not going to have as many great matches as whatever. But yeah, I'm a little bit lower on him than most. But my God, that Brett match will always be in my top 10. Always. It's one of the most best escalations of story ever.
I adore the new generation, and it's sentimental reasons as much as anything else. But what I think stands up still is the spine of that roster. Incredibly strong. In ring, probably WWE's most consistent and strongest up until more recent times. Yeah. Like, Owen was, you know, Owen, Brett, Shawn, Razor Kid. Like, that's as a top 5 for, like, work.
Yeah.
WWE would go a long time by having 5 guys as strong as those 5.
P? I went Pedro Morales, really.
Dickhead.
That's good stuff.
There's got to be a good, significant wrestler beginning with P, hasn't there?
Yeah, surely.
So why am I thinking of Pete Gas?
Pete Gas. I went to Pete Dunne.
I'd rather Pete Gas than Pete Dunne.
Same.
I mean, the
Penta, like, modern significance Penta. I'm not necessarily, I love his WWE run, but, like, he was a big deal, big guy.
I'll say Petey Williams, because if he didn't invent the Canadian Destroyer, what the hell does everything look like? And I mean that.
Yeah.
What the hell does everything look like?
So Penta, Pete Williams, Pedro Morales, over to you. Let us know your thoughts on who wins that, and you know, who's the smartest pick out of those, probably.
Which favourite Pedro Morales match?
Too many to choose from. We got to really hurry this along.
I know that's a lie because they didn't.
Q has to be Queen Zelina, right?
Queen Zelina.
You're kind of limited, aren't you? Queen Zelina, Queen Charmel.
Can we cheat?
Queen Aminata?
I was going to say, can we cheat and bring in Queen Sherry, because she kicked so much ass alongside Randy Savage. My favourite sensational Sherry is Queen Sherry. Like,
she was scary and sexy to me as a young child.
She's pretty violent as well.
Yeah.
Like a
When she
nutter.
when she looked like
Matched his freak.
when she looked like she was going to suck Warrior off at Royal Rumble 1991, and they knew what they were doing.
They sure did.
I was like, what is going on down there?
Funny, because I got that later on when Savage hit him with the Scepter. Same show, different needs.
I was like 7 or whatever. 7 or 8.
First Stiffies, Royal Rumble 91. So.
Well, but that's not the comments.
Yeah, that's the only comments.
the
First wrestling stiffy. First wrestling stiffy.
That's an instant in for that story alone. 3 sherries in. I'm allowing it. For R, there really is only one choice, in my opinion.
Big category, though, because Ric Flair's kicking around there, I know.
Is he ever led the bloodline? No, I don't think so, pal.
Yeah, he is. Better wrestler, bigger draw, more
Well.
culturally significant.
Not for
Yes.
me.
I love Roman Reigns as well. I love Roman Reigns. Weird career, weird legacy. He's going to have the exact same when he retires, just like John Cena. It's like half of the match is going to go wrong, or half the match isn't going to be quite as it should be. And we're like, yep, that's Roman Reigns in a nutshell. Born out of a broken company, like John Cena was.
We're all grown-ups here who we are very much aware of the privilege that we have as white 40-year-old blokes. We know it, right?
Well, not on our 40s, so let's not.
We're both in our 40s.
Yeah, that's not 40s.
Right.
Better in your 40s, if anything.
It's very easy for me to go, this guy was a total arsehole, but I can't help but like some of his stuff because I know, like, for a lot of people, it would just be completely hard. No, Ric Flair's an arsehole, and he is. Every now and then I'll go, like, Instagram Reels will just, and then you'll see, like, the Golden Spoon promo or whatever, and you think, God, this guy was amazing. And I temporarily forget, like, you are meant to hate him, and he is an arsehole. He's just a vile old man. But he was nonetheless amazing. He had, like, 100 times the charisma of Roman Reigns.
We didn't,
100 times.
it makes you, obviously.
But then he had 90 times the charisma of most of the wrestlers.
We're going off like the top of our heads here, and there's loads of wrestlers we're going to forget, and people are going to kill us in the comments for it and whatnot, and we're racing through. But like, we didn't say for D, Dusty Rhodes, for example, right?
Good point.
Of the same era, Ric Flair does come up. This is quite a fun exercise in the sense of like, who is your, that one person that defines an entire chapter or an entire history.
Yeah.
It wasn't Dusty Rhodes there. It wasn't Arn Anderson. It was Ric Flair.
Non-fed BC, as in, because BC was like
Yeah.
1985 or 87 if you want. Non-fed BC, that's Ric Flair.
Yeah. I love that non-fed BC. It is 85. We do not make the rules. I dare you to
When
watch
Dave
them.
Meltzer says when wrestling wasn't invented in 1984, it's like, well, come on, Dave. Yes, it kind of was. For all intents and purposes, yes, it was.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in a bit of a tough spot here.
Stone
now.
Cold Steve Austin.
Well, you've got a close personal friend of the show who might be slightly hurt by that you didn't immediately think of one of our co-hosts.
Ah.
Yeah, I think it's
Is
Stone
it
Cold
Stacks? So should we leave that as down to the vote? Stacks or Stone Cold
Steve. I
Steve
think it's
Austin?
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yet again, if it was the Bret Hart thing of every category, look, promo, presence, whatever, out of 10, Austin to this day has hit more 10s than anybody.
The Rock? Just realised we didn't mention him for R.
You've gotten confused. Sidge couldn't have been clearer about this.
Well, we can give it for T. Give him T.
Yeah, I can give him for T because we probably should have mentioned The Rock.
Rock or Roman? Adam Wilbourn.
Rock.
All right.
Rock's
I
my
thought
guy.
you'd.
Yeah.
He's without, for me, there is no Roman Reigns without The Rock.
It's still your match, isn't it? That one. You didn't want it that year when Cody got it, but it's still your match now.
I've never felt more conflicted as a wrestling fan on that SmackDown.
Yeah.
Because I was fully ding ding on the Cody bus, right? And he came out, and I was like, what the hell's happening? And then it was like, I genuinely had like an internal fight. I was like, I don't know how to feel about this because I'm really angry that they're not doing the thing that they've planned out for like 18 months just because this guy's turned up. But then again, the guy that's turned up is The Rock. And then, yeah.
Randy Savage as well. Stacked category R.
Yeah.
Randy Orton.
No.
Randy
never.
Savage once again, like we've picked his brother. I can't get it. He's got a massive dick and he's getting picked at the end
Oh
of
my
the
God, I wish I could suck my own gimmick. Just like Lanny.
That was Lanny's elbow. Ain't as good as mine.
Got a dick like an elbow, though. Imagine Laddie Poffo jumping off the top turnbuckle with driving his cock into your sternum.
See, that's why he got the tassels. Like,
I mean, T, you could also argue very famous Tony.
What's the next letter, mate?
He means Tony Khan, of
That's what I was
course.
talking
Don't
about, Tony Khan, pal.
he?
Tony D'Angelo, honourable mention, but
Sidge has said this before. Like, it's impossible, really, that Tony Khan is real and it's happened.
It's
The guy in the
it's
right
a unicorn
in the right industry with the right backing and the right mind. With
the stigma that wrestling faces, with the people who became available when they did, the creative as great as it was at its peak. Like, it's so depressing to watch a good Dynamite to this day because peak AEW was the best possible version of something genuinely impossible. A impossible pipe dream, and they did the best. For a good couple of years, they did the best possible version of it. My God.
Undertaker.
Yeah.
That's easy.
hell of a legacy on that man.
Hell of a legacy on that man. 3 decades of destruction.
And left this ring to walk to the desert. Killed a man, made his skin into a coat, and walked the hell back. How many other guys on your list have done that? You Mr. Bean looking asses.
Is V another one of those ones where you can't help but say it has to be Vince McMahon despite everything?
Well, maybe
Yeah,
subconsciously I'm trying to lift like that out of that with my Fed category. But it's him, it's him for that, isn't it? Have we got any V wrestlers just to not talk about Vince McMahon? Like we got Virgil, who was also a Vincent.
Val Venus,
Val,
Viscera.
Don't want to talk about Val Venus, mate.
Yeah, I know. So I'm trying desperately.
Do you know what? Like I've been
Victoria?
watching. Victoria was, you know.
It's no.
Miracle of a wrestler, really, from the era she came up in. Debut.
Fair play to her, I just don't want to watch it.
Yeah. When you said Viscera.
Volcan.
Who has popped up a lot this week on the podcast.
Vader.
Vader. The big divide wrestler between me and Sidge is Vader.
What?
Yeah. I ain't a Vader guy.
Mantor or Vader. I know that squash is awesome.
It's
that Mantor squash is a hidden gem awesome.
Mantor and Brett have a belt as well. It's Vader.
Yeah, it's Vader.
It's Vader. I don't like him.
Vader or Bronson Reed? Oh, you dickhead.
Vader.
Thank you.
Get some good ones though. Like
okay, you just sucked your lip a little bit there, and I thought you were going to upset me.
No.
We've done Vader or Bam Bam, and you're like 0-0 probably.
Yeah, like you're locked in for like what's like certain to be a classic, a 4-3. 0-0. Like that's about. I gave my day to that game. I got a pass out for that one.
Yeah.
0-0. Yeah, no, I think Vader's.
You respect that both are capable of great highs. You just didn't think they climb there often.
Yeah. I think Vader needed to be in there with the right guy. I don't admire his like bully dominance work as much as others. I think he like more of a rest hold guy than I think he gets pelters for.
Just a bit.
Just never.
He
Like,
gives me that awesome Mike Awesome thing at his best. It's like, Jesus, that guy's gonna die.
Mm.
Like, I get the Lesnar vibe, but then people go, "Oh, Lesnar's." It's like, no, Vader looks like it's one who's gonna kill you.
But it's Vince, isn't it?
Yeah.
W.
WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get on YouTube.
that is excellent.
I like the fact that my brain went 2 places. WrestleMania.
Also good. Second to Sidge's probably.
And William Regal.
William Regal. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
And Wade Barrett.
Yeah, bless him.
So what are we going with?
WhatCulture Wrestling.
Okay.
WhatCulture Wrestling.
X.
William Curry. Bill Curry. Right now.
It's X-Pac because that gets Sean Waltman in, doesn't it?
Yep.
Like
You see him do stuff on 93 Raws and you're like, Jesus Christ, kid.
He's a shoot kid as well. Like he's really young. It's the Spotfest matches, but Spotfest matches weren't invented.
Polluted.
Like him and Jerry Lynn just chucking to each other, and it's what is in Global 92. 90,
yeah.
What is that? And he was a heel. He was like kind of like Wheeler Yuta-esque. Like
Don't put him off.
little dickhead heel, right? And then, but he's so young and fresh faced. Of course, you're going to make him a baby face if you arrive in WWE and you look like the 1, 2, 3 kid.
Yeah.
And there's giants everywhere. Like he was the perfect baby face. Like a kind of the 6 and then X-Pac reinvention, he got unfair pelters, X-Pac eats a joke, all that kind of stuff. The man was like, I got this from Grapple. My In Your House colleague Benno dropped this one on a profile piece I did on Sean Waltman. I could be getting the dates slightly out. His last WWE match in 2002 was like, you can check the dates since after, was days before his 30th birthday.
Jesus.
That's how young he was. He put the beard on, and he'd been in there so long, you were like, oh, he's the older version, the grizzled 1, 2, 3 kid. No, like, he was 2002, the NWO finished, like, oh, X-Pac again, we're dealing with the X Factor, like, 30 and out. Like, and that would have been his last Fed match, because he never had any kind of comeback.
Holy shit. Rhea Ripley is just incredible.
Oh my God. The first Epic Bacon
good.
was just incredible.
We literally...
Jay was Judgment Day.
We didn't mention Shawn Michaels
It happens.
Should have been better than Stone Cold then, shouldn't he?
Yeah, that's, like, I love Sean. Maybe we could have put him under P. That's the Sean I want to watch.
Right. Why?
Because we got it.
Xavier Woods. There we go.
Another X. Yeah.
I don't think of anyone else.
Why? Yokozuna.
Oh,
I never don't appreciate Yokozuna.
love him.
Always in the mood for Yokozuna match. Like, yes, the Vader thing applies. Like, rest hold.
Do you imagine, like,
Rest hold out the ace.
rubbing your eyes and opening them in disbelief when you're watching, sorry, kid, Wheeler Yuta, who's had some, like, wonderful matches, and I found this. He's getting the grips with his heel character, you know? Every time you see Yokozuna, it's like, you can understand why Vince was the way that he was at certain times. I mean, he's an attraction.
My wife was watching one of them documentaries about somebody who had problems with their weight, and they were like 600 £600 and dying or whatever, and the doctor was like, we're going to get you out of this, we're going to help you out and all that sort of stuff. And I saw the number, and my brain only thinks one thing all the time, and I was like, £600, you say? Let me show you a wrestler who was that. And she was like, yeah, but not for real, though, was it? It was like, got pretty close towards the end, and even when he's at his biggest and they can't, like, get him registered in most states and all of that, like, he's chucking people around with rock bottoms, and he'll still do the running splat. He's climbing the ropes for the bonsai drop, you know, and yes, he gets slower, but there's a sweet spot. 450, £500 Yokozuna, 92, when he can move. He's quick. If you saw somebody Yokozuna size in the street, he's the biggest person you'll see all year, for real.
Right.
And you took it for granted just how quick he was. Amazing.
Honourable mention to the Young Bucks, of course.
Oh, of course. I mean, they are the most culturally...
Fun game, this.
It's good. I was thinking that. I was like, we haven't done any, like...
I probably should have written
properly.
some stuff down. Jesus Christ. I mean, the Young Bucks...
Better for riffing.
I like it, yeah.
It is... The Young Bucks, to me, underline the extent to which WWE has brainwashing powers. Is that video going out for the Air and Awards?
I don't think so yet.
But this is going to follow afterwards.
Or maybe,
it?
yeah, probably will have.
Can I? If you want to save that video, skip this, right? Best tag team vote, and this is a sample, but about 2,000, 3,000 people.
3,500, 4,000, maybe nearly.
3,000 people for the best tag team. Fraxium got 14% of the vote. The Young Bucks got 7%. Now, I don't think there's that much of a distinction between the two teams and how they work. They do, if you can reduce it down, exciting, fast-paced matches. They're not selling like they are, you know, Hulk Hogan in 1988 out there. They are kind of getting to the next spot and doing exciting stuff, you know. The Young Bucks do it louder and better, more complicated, more creative than Fraxium. But Fraxium and AEW might be a different or similar story, actually. But because WWE tells you that, oh, we're the ones who tell stories, we're the ones who do right psychology, and that they can get an inferior act, for now, in 2025, an inferior act, moreover, at least they can legitimize them in the minds of WWE fans in the face or in spite of actual evidence in the ring with your own eyes, even though they're not doing anything philosophically or fundamentally different whatsoever. People hate the Young Bucks. Non-AEW fans despise the Young Bucks. WWE fans, Cornette fans. Why? It just challenges their perception of things, or their beloved past, or their beloved Fed presented present. and yet they change the industry for the better. They're not shy of talking about it, nor should they be.
No,
I think when they finally do hang it up, I know it's Matt Jackson's favourite thing to talk about. I do love him, but my God, he loves to talk about it. I've got a short one for the last one, so don't worry about that. But the Young Bucks, man, they will get like, they should not have ever been able to do what they did.
I hope they open fire on people when they retire.
Uh-huh.
They've earned enough money to not be like the dignified silent stuff. You know who else was a dickhead?
They'll probably just
you always this and like just go for anybody and everybody. Treat yourself.
They will probably just spend a happy time with their family. They'll still have private moments of being thin-skinned and gotten to because it is the Young Bucks, but it's just the true scale of their achievement will not be recognised yet, and it won't be for years.
Final one, Zed.
Zeus only because there ain't many other options. And
my other one was crowbarring Zayn, Sammy. That's the only other thing I could... Or Ziggler, I suppose.
No, never.
Or Zack Ryder, yeah.
Zach Gowen was an interesting story that almost was. But
it's Zeus for me because, bear in mind, I'm not 6, 7 at a maximum 8, but probably 7 when I'm watching SummerSlam 89 for the first time. And this dude was the first big baddie, because SummerSlam 1989 or WrestleMania 6, I get them confused. But there wasn't a big baddie at WrestleMania 6.
No, there wasn't.
My first big baddie in wrestling, heel villain, was Zeus, and he was like a threat to this guy who I've just fallen in love with, Hulk Hogan. And he had like the eye and the facials, stupid now, but
Zed cut into his head was cool.
It was cool.
Hair.
7 years old or whatever I was. For how much this person instilled fear in me, he might as well have been like a Lovecraftian horror. You know?
I watched
permanent impression, see it in my brain the first time I ever saw Zeus.
I watched No Holds Barred when I was young enough to not think it was abysmal as well. And like obviously the film is garbage when you watch No Holds Barred, but what I still think it gets right is the presentation of like all-star monster pro wrestling. Like, you know, when he falls through the big, it's like a 6-sided, it's almost like, or an 8-sided ring or something like that. And Zeus in his like black and shiny silver gear against like Rip Hogan, but Hogan's in what's effectively his away kit. What's Hogan doing in blue and white? Oh,
yeah, no.
Like I like that as much as I like what got transported to WWE. He was quite good at selling indestructible. He was like literally immovable.
Yeah, so it worked.
Because he couldn't really move him there. Like, so, yeah, he didn't. It did look like Hogan was running into a wall sometimes. And
over-delivered considering his level of experience.
They nearly went with him at Mania. Like, Vince was genuinely thinking, maybe? And then I think it was one of the, was it like Survivor Series remember they used Andre in a Survivor Series and it was still massive. Zeus didn't get that number for the Survivor Series, so like, probably not, but you could see why.
But give it Warrior to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like the fact that
Hogan agreed.
I agree with both of you,
back
by the
after
way.
Suburban Commando, brother.
I agree with you both of you, by the way. I think it's a cheat to have like Zayn, Sammy after all we've gone through, because you could do that for certain other letters. So you've come down to Zeus versus Zack Ryder, and you've both gone Zeus.
I mean, it's not even close.
That's not even close.
Sorry. But some will disagree.
Run you through it then?
Yeah, go on.
And remind people of the names I'd like them to vote on. A is for AEW. B is for either Bret Hart or Bryan Danielson. C is for CM Punk. D is for Dirty Dom. E is for Eddie Guerrero. F is for The Fed. G is for Goldberg. H is for Hulk Hogan. I is for the Iconics, obviously. J is for John Cena. K is for Kenny Omega. L is for either Logan Paul or Lanny Poffo.
There's got to be someone better for L.
Lex Luger.
Lex Luger.
There we go. We locking that one in?
Yeah. I mean, just for the 95 Nitro stuff alone. 96 Nitro stuff.
Oh, yeah.
96 Nitro stuff. Unbelievable.
Right. L is for Lex Luger. M is either for MJF, Mike Awesome, or Mercedes.
Money.
N is for NXT. O for Owen Hart. P is for either Pedro Morales, Penta, or Petey Williams.
Again, there must be someone more significant or better.
Of course.
Q is for Queen Sherry. R is for Ric Flair. S is for Stone Cold Steve Austin. T is for The Rock. U is for Undertaker. V for Vince McMahon. W for WhatCulture Wrestling, obviously. X is for X-Pac. Y is for either Yokozuna or the Young Bucks. And Z is for Zeus.
I know.
And there you have it. That is Wrestling's A to Z. Once again, thanks to...
Just a bit of crap for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all.
Thanks to Tactical Penguin for suggesting this bit of content. And, yeah, I mean, they will, regardless, in the comments, but this was very much off the top of our dicks.
Yeah.
So if we've missed someone out, we apologise. Maybe we'll revisit this on another occasion. But let us know your A to Z picks in the comments or on X at WhatCulture. At WhatCulture WWE. What's your name? You can follow all three of us, sort of. You can follow Michael Hamflett at...
Michael Hamflett on Cameo or hamflettx@gmail.com.
Follow Michael Sidgwick at...
M. Sidgwick. Might just drop that bit soon.
Follow me at Adam
It's
Wilbourn.
hard. I can't do the face right in the new chair.
Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. But for now, my thanks to Michael Hamflett, to Michael Sidgwick. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon.